What up, dudes and dudettes? It's your boy ZK here with another video for you today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that last video I put up. We are now doing a mining guide on the game New World. So my starting level, well, the level in the video, as you can see there is level 86. These are all the different ores you can mine and the different levels you can gather them at or be tracked at. Obviously you already know that if you play the game, but I thought I'd just showcase it at the very start of this video. Obviously going right up to the Orichalcum as well. So hopefully we get to the level 175 or 200 to be tracked at in the future. So let's get straight into it. So we've got some items here, as you can see. So obviously we've got the bag. There's two different bags you can get by the time you're level 30. The Adventurer's bag, the Prospector's burden as well. So it reduces the weight of ores, stone, blocks, gems, and pickaxes as well as the Quarryman's burden as well, and increases the amount you can hold. Obviously there's the extra pockets as well. You can hold 50 more weight. Another thing I like to take on these occasions is a strong encumbrance potion, increasing your weight even more so you can hold more ore so you don't have to keep going back to towns all the time. The roasted potatoes increases your luck when mining by 1,000 points for 20 minutes. Your health slowly recovers while under these effects as well. These are all the different variants you can do as you get better at cooking over the time, and range from 1,000 to 2,000 points for 40 minutes. So we've got iron and the sandflux from the iron card if you're a part of the Covenant. These are all the different pickaxes and their levels and their tiers, obviously the gear score and their mining speed as well. So if you guys want to make sure you can get the full information on that, just pause the video at these points and just properly read it anyway. So obviously if you put points into your strength as you're playing the game, it gives you these additional buffs. As you can see, mining speed, encumbrance, mining speed again, and obviously 25% chance to mine an ore for a single swing. So I'm basically just doing a route here in Monarch's Bluffs. I'm just showing you guys this route so you can basically do it because it's a very good route for getting your ore. Obviously we've got different proficiency potions as well, which increase the amount of resources gathered with a tool by 15% for 30 minutes. This is obviously the top tier one, but like mentioned, just definitely pause the video and have a look if you want to basically read that more in depth. These are some of the perks you can get as well. So we've got mining luck, a 2% chance of finding rare items, which is pretty cool as well. And we've also got the mining yield, which yields 10% more resources, which is obviously it's really good as well, guys. So hopefully this is enough information for you guys and can basically give you a rough idea when you get these ores, iron mainly anyway. So you can get the Prospector's Discipline, which gains 3 more % per mining XP, or the Azoth Extraction, 30% chance when finishing gathering a node to gain 1 Azoth. That's really handy as well. I find that really handy as I'm doing the venturing around. 25% durability, and the durability increase as well for the durable and reinforced perks as well. So obviously all really great buffs, so they definitely get these. Gathering Alacrity, when you finish gathering a node, gain 3 seconds of 50% haste. Obviously getting to the next node is pretty important as well. And then the Adored Mining Luck, while mining, gain 5% chance of finding rare items. So really good stuff here, guys. So obviously you've also got the moat ores, which are the Blight Crag, the Earth Crag, the Life Jewel, the Soul Spire, and the Brimstone. So these are really good items as well. Obviously you get the moats from them, ranging from depth to water moats, and the potentially different lodestones as well, guys. All right, so obviously these are the respawn timers for small, medium, and large different nodes, so 8 to 12 minutes, 10-15 as well, and ranging up from there. So those respawn timers are really important, and hopefully you guys can remember that information. Otherwise, definitely just write it down somewhere and definitely keep it close by. As you can see, we're also doing the silver veins, which are also pretty handy. Obviously really good XP, and you will find those on this route as well, coming down from the southern side of the settlement from Monarch's Bluffs. And it's definitely worth doing it along the way as well. So you're not just sticking to the iron veins along the entirety of this journey. So obviously that's most of the information, obviously covering all your pickaxes and obviously your potions, your proficiencies, and all your different buffs. Obviously you've got your craft mods you could do as well as you progressing throughout the game. Obviously this is a very basic mining guide, and obviously there is different items going forward. You can actually get specific items you can actually wear, obviously better gear score as well, and they will obviously help you basically with your mining ability, obviously how fast you can gather them, and basically just like anything to do with like encumbrance is really important with, you know, iron or silver or anything like that, because the idea of the run is you want to be able to do this run for as long as possible without having to go back to a settlement and basically depositing your ores or your bars or whatever you got, and just basically continue on from there. So essentially this is about the route. As I said, you basically head south, you go around this rock cliff here, you basically go up the top. Obviously there's a couple of little places you've got to get up on top of. Obviously this is the section I was telling you about earlier in the video where you will come back and you'll redo certain sections. So obviously I'll speed this up. We'll come back and we'll do a couple of these iron veins that we did earlier. And the only reason for doing that is because it's not really out of your way, and obviously the next part of your journey on this route is right here. So this is obviously more to the southeast of the Monarch's Bluff settlement now. And obviously you'll have a couple of little cheeky wolves just hanging around, but they're not going to do much, obviously, because of my level. However, if you're obviously a lower level, then just keep in mind that you might get aggressed and you'll just have to either, you know, take them out or just try and run away until you de-aggro them as well. Obviously, there's a couple of iron veins, as you probably can't see on the screen. I think there's meant to be one here, or it definitely says so on the internet anyway. However, I've just basically tried to show you a couple of these little spots. Obviously, there's some silver veins up here too, which if I can actually get up there would be awesome. We finally get up there to the silver veins and we mine the crap out of them. So, as you can see, silver veins are pretty straightforward. As you progress throughout the game, obviously gold ore and silver ore and whatnot is definitely, it takes a lot longer. This guy is just memeing along trying to take away my iron veins, but yeah, well, guess what? He wasn't successful. Now we're going to start heading up to the northern eastern section of the map. So obviously this is the route I've taken, come out of Devil's Quarry, and then we start heading east. So now, obviously, like you can see here, there's obviously a lot of people, lower ranks, higher ranks, whatever they may be. Obviously, some people are more, you know, PvE people. I just want to gather in, mine, and harvest and whatnot all day. And then you've got more of the PvP goers, and you mightn't see too many of those guys around. So we've basically headed up north now. Obviously, there's a bit of a glitch to the map there, which is a bit strange. We're basically going up towards the pirates, like the abandoned ships and stuff like that. So obviously, you do these quests quite early in the game. Obviously, if you started off in Monarch's Bluffs, and obviously they're good iron ore. They're like pretty easy to find. Obviously, just following this like rock cliff, basically directly north, right down to the bottom. And you find these two little nodes here, these little veins. I know I call them nodes, but that's what I call them in most games. I know they're called veins in New World, but you know I like calling them nodes, guys. Like let's be honest, right? So we'll come up with days take out some of these little skeletons, quartermasters, and whatnot, and we'll just basically, I've basically just sped up all these sections to show you literally the path all the way in, because I've seen in a couple other videos that people haven't actually shown you the direct path to get to these areas. They've just kind of skipped over it, and they're going, well, hey man, how do I get there? You know what I'm saying? Like it mightn't be such an obvious thing to get to. So this is the reason why I've sped up these sections, just to show you, without taking too much of your time, how to get from, you know, point A to point B. So obviously we've got some iron veins in the walls, which is pretty handy. So they're great. Gotta love your iron ore, guys. Obviously, we've got some platinum, some gold ore veins coming up ahead in a second, or in a minute, as I'd say. But you know, we'll keep getting the iron veins. Obviously, as you can see, we're getting quite a lot of iron ore. Obviously, towards the side of this journey, I did have some on me before I made this video, so just bear in mind that the iron ore is a little bit less than what is showcased at the end of this video. But however, it is very, very close, as it is quite a lot of iron ore, guys. And that's not even taking into consideration the silver and the gold. So if you obviously you're just trying to, you know, do iron only and just do that smelting, you're not fussed about silver and gold, then don't mind the iron. Don't mind the silver or the gold by all means. Just bear in mind that it's XP that you could be getting because you're there at that time. But you know, obviously if you've got different intentions, then that is fine. You know, like it's fine. So anyways, we're going to head off to the southern west sort of area. Obviously, there's a lot of iron nodes in this section as well, which you can directly go to if you do not want to go to the northern sections where the abandoned ships are, and you can just cut across. You will get a few iron nodes. However, up through that, the skeletons, quartermasters section and whatnot, which is why I suggest going up there to ensure that you get as many iron nodes as possible. Obviously, there's a few iron nodes in this little hill here. Obviously, there's quite a lot of them, obviously, around like rocky and mountainy areas, which is why you're seeing a lot of these darker mountain areas. There's definitely a lot of veins, and obviously, as you progress through the areas into higher level sections, you'll find better veins, like whether it's star metal or whatever, you know. So obviously, in these lower sections, iron is good enough because end of the day, you just want to power level up as fast as possible. You just want to get as much iron. You want to get to level 100. You want to get to level 150, 200, whatnot, and just power for it. You know what I'm saying? Because once you get to those higher levels, then you'll start making some real coin, and you'll be able to like make a lot of weapons and armor and whatnot as well, which is really good, as it obviously goes hand in hand with your smelting and whatnot. All right. So obviously, like I mentioned before, we're going to head up to the northeast section of the map now. Obviously, there's a lot of cool little nodes just hanging around. XP per hour, I'm unsure on, so definitely look into that. Obviously, I might look into that myself. I probably should have actually for this video, but I failed to do so because I didn't want to overload too much information. As I said, it was meant to be a very basic guide, and if I decide to do a more in-depth guide in the future, then I can definitely include that in the video as to, you know, what you actually get per, you know, per an hour, per minute, or whatever it may be. Okay. So obviously my nodes on the coastal section of where Everfall and Monarch's Bluffs meet. So this little iron node here actually was very hidden, very hard to find, and then a big one just literally spawned straight after I mined that small one. So I thought, you know what, I'll take it. So a couple more ones on the way back, as you can see. So I usually do a bit of a loop, so I'll go up to the northern eastern section as much as possible, and then I'll hit the southern mountainy section sort of back down, and then we'll basically just follow this road all the way back. And as you can see in a second when I bring the map up, it generally comes from the, you know, the southern western side, and it will sort of wrap down more towards the south, and then you'll basically do a bit of a loop back to Monarch's Bluffs itself. So yeah, obviously all these buffs are really good. Obviously the mining luck is really great. It helps. Obviously this is the iron ore you'll see in a second. So we've got 1,802 iron ore. That is brilliant. A lot of ore, guys, and this is the track I was telling you before. So you come down here right to the bottom, and that basically sums up the route. So this is basically the route here, guys. So you do a bit of a straight south again. And you go more to the west, you do a bit of a loop around and going up the hill, and you come across double back over where you were before. And you head directly north, right up towards the top where the ships are. Go through the quartermaster section, as you can see here, then basically head east. And then you basically want to take up that big section right in the middle there, get all the iron ores that you can get and whatnot. And then, yeah, basically wrap back down off to the eastern side of that mountain and south and back to Monarch's Bluffs again. I hope you enjoyed the video today, guys. Thank you for watching. Peace.